Hello, hello, hello. Yay! It is I, Omenesa, and you are tuned into The Ring. And this is a show where I basically encourage you to be emotionally sound, because when you are emotionally sound, everything in your life is in major alignment. So thank you so much for tuning in. I promise you this will be worth your while. My topic for today is addicted. Being addicted or addictions. And what propelled me to talk on this was I noticed that a lot of people are struggling with either alcohol or sex or pornography or smoking. It's like people just have to hold on to something. You know, we always feel like we have to hold on to something. Very few people are just content with just holding only on to God. There are even people who are just so like they're workaholics and they work so hard. Now, I used to be that person. I used to be that person where my job and everything that I was doing and doing a million things at the same time and not being able to not do all the million things that I was doing. Whenever I thought about not doing all that I wanted to do, I would literally start shaking. Oh no, there is no way. I have to do 20 things in 2 days. I just have to. I just have to. I have to. And so I was there commending myself. You were just such a strong woman. You were just such an overachiever, and you were just so successful, and you were just this and you were just that. Wow. Okay, well, I do have to admit I am a strong woman, and I thank God for making me the woman that I am, and I say that in humility. However, there was a percentage of me that was working so hard and doing all of that because I was running away. I was running away from something. I was masking. I was masking my feelings of rejection. I was masking my feelings of loneliness. I was masking the fact that I didn't have any children. I was masking the fact that I was losing my mom. I was masking the fact that I was an only child. I was masking the fact that I didn't have any brothers. I didn't have any sisters. I was very lonely. I was masking the fact that I didn't trust anybody. And then the people that I would trust, they would tell on my business, or they'll twist everything, or they walk out, or they leave. I was masking the fact that I really did feel pain. I was masking the fact that I was angry. I was masking the fact that I worked so hard and get very little in return. I was masking the fact that even with all that I did, people still didn't know all that there was inside of me. I was just masking. And you know what? One day I said, no, Omenesa, you will have this year. And you will write down all the months, January to December, and you will assign maybe 3 or 4 things that you will accomplish this year. And you will finish it, because it's not just doing a bunch of stuff. You also have to finish it. Now, I applaud myself that I am a finisher. I do finish stuff that I start. However, when you are somebody who just does things to mask, you end up doing too much, and sometimes you end up doing stupid stuff. You know, like you decide to open up a car wash. Like, what's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Why do you have a car wash business? You don't like water. You don't like cars. You don't even have a car. Like what's wrong with you? Now, I'm not talking about, like, I'm not dissing anyone who owns a car wash business. That's not my point. But my point is that opening a car wash business was never part of your plan. It was not the plan. And it's not even your plan, but you're just doing it because you have to do something. You know, so to me, when you see patterns like that and you notice that in people and you notice that in yourself, that should be a sign that you're trying to hide something. And then eventually you become addicted to your decisions, whether wise or dumb. Anyway, so addicted. I am not going to go into the psychological part of things and talking of DSMs and using psychological bubble and going into the spiritual stuff or the physical stuff or the psychological stuff. No, I just want to talk in general about what addiction means. Addiction, you can't do it without this thing. You literally feel like you will die or your world will crumble. There are people who are addicted to their lovers. People are addicted to their marriages. People are addicted to their job. People are addicted to their gifts. When it gets to a point of addiction, it's no longer a good thing. Now that person or that thing that you're doing is obviously good, but your manner of doing it and how you've placed this thing as number one when God should be number one, then you number two, and other things really before that. When it gets to that point where you're trembling and you're having anxiety attacks, which I used to have, I would have to be with this person in order for me to function. I will have to have my phone in order for me to function. I would have to attend that event in order for me to function. I will have to do 20 million things in 24 hours in order for me to feel like I have accomplished something. Never mind that I did 3 things and I finished all of them. No, I have to do 20 million things in order for me to be accomplished. That's a problem. That's a problem. So how do we deal? So like, what are the signs that you're getting over an addiction? I think that's really what I want to talk about, because we already know about being addicted. We already know why you are addicted. Like most people who are addicted to drinking, to sex, to smoking, to all of that, they already know what they're running away from. You could be running away from a bad childhood. You could be running away from a horrible marriage. You could be running away from loneliness, running away from disappointment. I'm sure that by now you already know that as you're smoking, there will be lung cancer. And even if there is no lung cancer, we could be dealing with bad breath, or we could just be messing up our lungs. You already know that drinking has embarrassed you a million times. Like, you know that already. You already know that sex addiction has already gotten you caught with pornography. And your whole life has just turned upside down. Like, there are people who go out to gatherings, like they are at a restaurant, and they have to excuse themselves to use the restroom so they could watch porn in the restroom and then come out. Like, I mean, that is an addiction. You understand? Like, you already know why you're running away. You already know why you do the things that you do. So I really, really don't want to talk about the why. And you already know how destructive, your form of addiction is. You already know that. So we're not going to go there. I want to talk to you very shortly about when you do make that decision to stop smoking, to stop drinking, to stop sexting, to stop being addicted. When you make that decision that, you know what, I'm just going to start drinking water. I'm going to take fruits. I'm not going to smoke 20 cigarettes a day. I'm just going to cut down to 5 and then 1, and then I'm not going to do it anymore. When you decide to go to anonymous classes, and when you decide to have a mentor or a therapist, when you decide that you're going to go to church instead of the club, or when you decide that you're going to go to a book club instead of the club, or when you decide to change your circle of friends, when you make a decision to no longer be in that place of addiction, of course, you already know that you do have to change your pattern. So we're not going to talk about that. But when you have decided to be on track, I want to give you these 3 points. Number 1, you have to know what it was or what it is that you are covering and what it is that you're trying to hide. Focus on what you're trying to hide. Don't focus on how you are hiding it. Focus on what you are hiding, not how you are hiding. Focus on what you are hiding. You are hiding the fact that your father beat you. You are hiding the fact that your wife or your husband is mean. Focus on what the problem is. Go to a therapist, go for counseling, or leave if you need to. You understand? But you have to focus on what it is, and then you get your healing. If it's something that happened a long time ago, forgive it, forgive them, and move on. You understand? But you can't allow your past to hold you in captivity. Number 1, focus on what you are hiding and not on why or how you are hiding, excuse me. Number 2, stay through the pain of withdrawal. For those of you who have tried to break an addiction, you would know that a time will come when you would feel like going back to whatever it is that you're trying to stay away from. You would feel like picking up the phone and calling your ex. You would feel like going back to that same circle. You would feel like picking up that cigarette. You would feel like drinking again. You would feel like getting caught up again, but you already know that you will be caught up, and you know how this story ends. So don't do it and don't go there. Stay through the night. Just bite your lip, bite your tongue, and just go through it. And I promise you, the intensity will lessen as the days go by. Number 3, you already know to replace it. Replace it with good music. Replace it with sleeping. Replace it with praying. Replace it with the new version of yourself, which is sound and which is peaceful. God bless you. Bye-bye.